Hello everyone, in this moment I'm going to talk about COVID. Like a first point, feature, COVID. COVID means control for information and related technology. Um, COVID, like a definition, is COVID consolidates an nice standard from in global sourcing in a critical resource for management, control professionals and auditors. Mission. The mission is to research, develop, publish, and promote an international and depth set of control objectives for information technology that is of daily use for managers and auditors. And second point is a static professional with a certification in the country or region use COVID. Um, and by ISECA organization, more than 3,000 professionals approximately use COVID certificates in COVID. And Latin America, for example, Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Costa Rica, Guatemala, Mexico, Hawaii, Uruguay, and Venezuela. Nowadays, in Peru, the COVID certification is valid in a primordial way, but there are few trained professionals in that area.
Procedures related to the certification. There are three procedures to cover the certification in COVID: foundation, implementation, and assessor. Foundation cover characteristics of IT governance that are affecting organization globally and how COVID addresses these needs with a governance framework and globally accepted IT controls. Implementation cover the implement and apply COVID in your company and how to use it effectively according to the client's initiatives. And assessor cover the process, capability assessment, and the way in which it can be used to achieve company objectives. Prioritize improvement activities and identify opportunities for the optimal management of governance and IT management. Professional profiles required to get the certification. Well, in foundation, profiles, for example, manager of business units, manager and IT professionals, manager and professionals of information, security and IT, directors and professional freeze, consultants, and others. In implementation, there are IT professionals who want to know how to implement corporate governance and management of IT using COVID. Also, IT management who want to know how to use COVID for their initiatives, projects, and programs. Then, responsible for projects and programs that want to add COVID to their experience, and consultants who want to help their clients to implement GGCTI using COVID. And in COVID assessor, there are internal and external auditors and computer auditors who wish to add process capability evaluation to the scope of their audits and need to demonstrate the independence required when conducting evaluation. Also, consultants who want to be certified to perform independent evaluation of process capability of their clients. In general, COVID is for professionals who are directly or indirectly part of the team that works to establish connection between businesses and their strategic information technology objectives. Benefits. The COVID certification is an internationally recognized framework for strategic IT management and operation, This type of certification shows the ability of a professional to strategically plan the information system of the organization, as well as to define and supervise its architecture. Also, it allows to be able to locate and monitor the gaps in the information system of the organization to thereby strengthen the path of business and achieve the objectives with ease. COVID guarantees the quality of creating relationship between the business and its strategic IT objectives. In addition, it improves the ability to define controls, security, and governance of process in the IT domain of organization.
One, two. About the requirements, we found two types of requirements. The first is a fiduciary requirement. In this type of requirements, we can found four types. The first is effectiveness. It's relevant information for business process. The second is efficiency. It provides information to the optimal use of resources. The other is reliability. It's providing the appropriate information for good decision making. The last is fulfillment. Fulfillment of laws, regulation, and contractual commitments with which the company is committed. The second type of requirements is security requirements. About the confidentiality, its protection of sensitive information against unauthorized disclosure. About integrity, information remains unchanged in the event of accidents or malicious attempts. The last is availability. It's accessibility to information when required by business process. About the importance to acquire the certification for a professional, Cobit in particular is a top-tier ISACA government certification that places IT professionals in a unique position to align business objectives with IT. The COVID certification prepares a professional to identify the components of a government and IT management, build corporate goals, associate with IT goals, and identify the COVID process that need to be implemented to meet goals. About interview, we interviewed a co-worker. His name is Jason Morin Hidalgo. His profession is system engineering. He studied at Cesar Vallejo University. The workplace is Anchor Group. This is the link of the webpage. His position in this enterprise is consulting IT, and he obtained the certification of COVID 5.0 in Cybertech in the last year. We did some questions to him. The first are, why did you decide to become certified in COVID? He responds, because it's very useful for organizations and companies, since it helps strategic objectives and objectives to an effective and innovative use of IT, while risk and expenses at an acceptable level. What I like most about COVID is that it can be applied to organizations of all sizes, both in the private sector, public or not profit organization. The second question was what is the importance of COVID in companies? He responds, it allows companies to link their main goals with objectives of the IT department so that both aspects advance hand in hand. About the third question, it was what are the benefits of COVID implementation in organization? He responds, a clear vision of IT is obtained since a set of generic business and IT goals is generated, offering a more refined and business-related basis for the establishment of business requirements and for the development of metrics that allow measurements with respect to these goals. Every company uses IT to enable business initiatives, and this can be represented as business goals for IT. And the last question was, it's difficult to implement COVID in organization? He responds, it depends of many aspects, which can be the size of the organization, the company of the workers, time, availability, among of aspects. But in synthesis, implemented this framework take time and money, and therefore its implementation can be a bit complicated but not impossible.